Tatiana and Sergei's courtship proceeds apace. Most High Priestess Ilona was disappointed to see him leave his cassock behind, but all agreed the couple were fated to wed. Why then do I feel so empty inside? My rueful moods come more frequently these days. Only Tatiana, bright flower that she is, can lift my spirits, but I can hardly bear to keep her from Sergei. Nor, for all her other virtues, is she gifted in the arcane arts which consume my mind now that war does not. None within Barovia is, to my knowledge. So, imagine my surprise when last night Rahadin brought to my chambers a fellow dusk elf. Patrina, she called herself. Ebony hair in a braid to her waist, skin the color of ash, and eyes of quicksilver. She entranced me with her stories of her own occult studies over the many years of her young life, deeper still than I had yet time to have delved. We spoke upon every subject, from the banal to the forbidden, her insights profound, our minds dancing with one another into the early hours of the morning, such that the sun had already crested the horizon before fatigue began to overcome us. I invited her to share my bed, my heart already reaching toward her, but she smiled, finger to my lips, claiming that there would be time aplenty for such endeavors. Regardless, she easily accepted my offer to join me at Ravenloft the next week. There is much we can learn from each other, and while she plays coy, I can feel the reciprocation of our desires. Perhaps not next week, but within the year I shall offer her a permanent place in the castle. As have I welcomed Rahadin to our family, so shall I to she. An excerpt from the Tome of Strahda, 4th Moon 351. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another terrible, horrible, no good, very bad Saturday in Barovia. My name is Jonathan Kenny, your game master for the evening. These are the Forget-Me-Nots. Say hi, Forget-Me-Nots.
Hello.
And half of them are muted, which
Hello.
is par for the course.
True. It's not true.
Well, at least Jess was.
I can keep my mouth
Either
shut.
Jess or Danny.
Anyway. Last time on Curse of Strahd Terra, the party woke up and they learned a lot of terrible but also very important information. The most important of which being the fact that an angel was apparently being locked up and kept beneath the abbey at Krezk, its body being used to fuel the Bellevue's weapons and magical items to combat the forces of evil. There was a bit of a runaround of silly shenanigans. I could almost hear the Benny Hill music in the background at some points. But most everyone at some point managed to get down into the basement of the abbey to speak to the angel, who certainly seem to have a bit of a fatalistic view on the world and their existence in Barovia.
Not for long if Clara and Aster have anything to say about it.
That is true.
You can make him worse.
You can make him worse. Also, some interesting revelations about the nature of Prospero and Ezmerelda's relationship, to wit that there was none, at least to Ezmerelda's knowledge, as well as the fact that she was a disciple of our lovely Rictavio Van Richten at some point in the past. The party, thus having done about as much at the Abbey as they could possibly have done, started to make preparations to leave to return to Vallaki, Ezmerelda staying behind with the Bellevues to check on the Martikovs at the winery. And that is where we pick up. Although, I will rewind time just a little bit to the previous night. Yeah, go ahead and make the face, Oleander, because it's about you.
I
What-
just full rested. What do you mean?
What
Just change out my spells.
what is Oleander dreaming of?
One of the last things that he thinks about before he falls asleep is he's going over in his head how to kill a werewolf, how to kill a vampire, how to kill undead, going through all the monster training, and it kind of is a meditative state
Hmm.
before falling asleep. So like this is what he does every night. It's just this is how this gets done, this is how this gets done, this is how this gets done. Do I have all these items perfect? I'm asleep.
Just bam, asleep.
Yeah, it's meditative, kind of gets in the flow of things.
Man, God, I wish that were me.
This is a fantasy.
It is a fantasy. However, that's not what I asked. I asked, what is
That's
Oleander
true.
dreaming about?
I would say he's after he does fall asleep to that, he does dream of the last night before everything changed in bed. Fuck, did you? Hello?
I sneezed.
Oh, okay.
Woo.
Ooh. In bed with his love, having a moment of peace and just enjoying the evening and probably just dreaming about that. Stop dying.
No promises. Allergies. You fondly remember those peaceful nights before everything went to literal hell in many ways. There were a lot of peaceful, beautiful nights that Oleander remembers, and those are the ones that come to mind. And then it turns, as dreams often do, to less kind ones. You still... It's a very gentle transition from a peaceful night's sleep with your love to the sounds of screams, the scent of smoke, the feel of flames. You find yourself running out and confronting the person that's destroyed your life. But it's different in your mind. In this dream, there's still the look of anger on his face, the look of having no regret for what he's done. But then you see a figure behind him. And you smell incense, beautiful perfume on the air. And even as the figure is screaming at you to change like he knew you were, knowing that you had become just like those creatures that you were bedding down with, you see the figure behind him sort of come into focus a little more. A beautiful woman, red hair, flowing locks, pale alabaster skin with... And you see her just gesture, and you can tell she's inviting you to speak. Speak to the figure, speak to him, make things right.
In that moment, he kind of just takes a second before he does say, I'm not like them. I swear to you, I would have never done this had I realized what would occur. I apologize.
Liar.
I would never lie to you.
Do it! And he runs up and pushes you to the ground.
I can't. No matter how many times you yell at me to do this change, I can't because they have never bitten me. This has never occurred.
The figure is behind him again, and you see her again just imploring you, like, he is lost. His fear, his anger, it comes from a place of love. It comes from knowing and fearing and wishing. Make him feel the love that you feel.
Rudolph, I would have never hurt you had I known that this is what would have happened. Please, you have to believe me. I love you. Do not do this.
You see the figure behind him smile, and the vision of your dream changes. And you see the fires die down, and then Rickden, the stake in his hand, drops to the ground, and he reaches down again, and you flinch thinking he's about to punch you again, but instead he just grabs you by the shoulders and pulls you in. You can feel tears streaming down his face, and you just hear him saying, "Sorry. Sorry. I was so worried for you."
Gives a tight hug back and just quietly. This is all I wanted. It was just this. I'm sorry that I could not have been better enough for this to have happened sooner.
You can still make part of it a reality. That is the power of love. You can fix this in the real world just as you have now. And you find yourself waking up, your back a little stiff from sleeping in a tree all night.
He does wake up, kind of not yelling Rudolph, but saying it with like a jolt before he realizes where he is. And then he just kind of sighs and climbs down, gets ready, and starts walking inside.
You walk into the rest of the party making their preparations to leave. You've kind of slept in a little bit.
As everybody's packing their stuff, you see Clara with a little bit of parchment, and she's writing something down. And she finishes writing it down, and she seals it up and puts it in her pocket.
Well, good morning. Are we heading
Morning.
out? Or are we all heading out?
Yes, we are. We're trying to be on our way by this afternoon so we can at least get a little bit of ground covered before it gets. Well, I was going to say dark, but darker.
May I ask?
Bro just pokes at this person's face a second.
Oleander looks over, sees that,
Yeah.
immediately just kind of jumps back with his hand on his knife before like realizing there's no danger and lowers his hand.
Prospero, come on! That was rude. We just met him.
I'm just meeting him now. What? Who are you?
My name is. Are you smoking? I don't know. My name is Oleander, and you are.
That's just his face. I'm sorry.
It's
It's Ezmerelda right next to you.
Jump scare.
All right.
My name is Captain Prospero.
Ah, a captain. Nice to meet you.
Wish I had a ship to still call that reality. Unfortunately, that's just the moniker that I'm sticking with.
Well, once a captain, always a captain.
It can be aspirational.
Just because you lose a ship doesn't mean that you lose a title. Where are we heading?
We.
Well, I
So you want
was...
to,
Yes?
so you're coming with us then?
I mean, that was the job that I was given, so I shall continue to do that job until told otherwise. So yes.
I hoped
Well,
you would
we'd
have
be glad-
forgotten.
Damn.
We'd
No.
be glad of the company, wouldn't we, Ireena?
Ireena just kind of like slaps Reyna's upper arm. Just like,
Somebody that hasn't gotten run out of the town we are going to.
Raina rolls her eyes.
you don't have to like him,
Technically, I
but
don't think I ever got kicked out. I just happened to be following you guys while you guys were getting kicked out.
You've got
Yeah,
kicked
that's
out of
fair.
an entire town.
Yeah, so you
Oh yes, we went over this. Yes.
they're very good at causing trouble.
Good to know. Where then?
You're only in trouble if you get caught.
Well, it sounds like you got caught.
We sure did.
They definitely got caught.
I mean, sometimes the best fun you can have is while getting caught.
Guys,
There are-
told the
Raina
best
literally
fun-
puts her hand over her mouth.
Ireena blushes, but immediately says, I can assure you, it's definitely a lot more fun if you don't get caught."
Yes, I'd have
What?
to agree with that.
Oh. Yes, yeah, okay, that is funny.
Are you coming with us? And he looks over at Ezmerelda.
No, I'm going to go with the Bellevues over down to the winery, check on the Martikovs, and make sure that they're not all dead. And
Shame.
maybe get an eye on my own quarry as well.
Young boy?
Bard by the name of Rectavio. Kind of
Mhm.
looks at everyone else.
Clara makes a stink face and sticks out her tongue.
I'm guessing he's not a well-liked individual amongst the group.
You would also probably see a shy in the corner just like instantly curse him out and call him an asshole. Fucking hates that guy.
I'm
I
guessing
thought he was pretty
definitely.
cool.
He's all right. He's
He
fine.
can be entertaining, but he has a very punchable face.
But also, he knows a lot about like different monsters and stuff, and he's got a lot of cool stories.
He also tried
Other hand-
to kill a shy.
Yeah, that's.
Do you
not a
remember that
good-
one, Asta?
No, I do. It's not. Listen. I'm not saying that made him better. I'm just saying he's cool, but also he's mean.
Everyone makes mistakes, right, Reyna?
Everybody
Important
has those
that
days.
we
Everybody.
allow people to make up for their mistakes.
Raina doesn't say anything.
So I'm guessing he's not a well-liked individual amongst this group. Good to know. But why? So you're going to the Martikovs and you're finding him.
Yes.
GM.
Yeah.
Did Madam Ava give me her card, or did she just tell me the card?
I'm trying to recall. Did everybody else did you keep the card, or was it just?
No.
No, it was
no,
just the
I don't
information.
think so. It was just drawn.
Because it was from
Okay.
her Rokodak.
Yeah, she still has the card. She didn't make a copy or anything.
Okay.
She actually just started like printing them out as she did the reading. She's
Gives her own signature. All right, now
Yeah, she signed
a
it.
Madame
There we
Ava
go.
original.
A collector's edition.
Well,
Oh, is there any sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, good luck to you in your search, and hopefully the Martikovs aren't dead. I have no clue who these people are, so best of luck to them.
They run the winery.
They run the winery.
They're basically responsible for all the wine in Barovia, so they're a bit important.
Yeah, just a bit.
Very important.
Oh, and you weren't
And then
you-
I went on a death spiral about vampires.
you weren't here earlier, so I'll catch you up on the other interesting stuff. I don't actually know Prospero. That was a lie that I told him to get ingratiated with the group.
I also don't know any of him. Go on. Sorry. It's quick. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's fine. And the Bellevues may or may not be keeping an angel under the abbey. After meeting him, I'm not sure I'd call him a prisoner, but they're definitely not necessarily here by choice.
And
A Deva specifically, I think.
I know what those are, right?
Monadic Deva.
You
They
could
are,
make a religion check.
Okay.
They guard the River of Souls. They make sure that they're. I think they're arbiters. Are they arbiters?
No, I
forget.
wouldn't know.
What you know is what you are being told.
Yeah.
Arbiters of justice. Guard the River of
they're
Souls.
very high-ranking and very strong.
Then we shouldn't fuck with the Bellevues if they're able to capture one.
Well,
They've been there for a while. It was like a while ago.
Well, if they're still able to keep up such... Can I see it?
Sure, I suppose.
How sneaky are you?
I think after Matsena talked to Clovet, I think we kind of have full run. I think they know that we know at this point.
That's fair.
Ezmerelda, can you show me to it?
Yes, they all spoke to it, so yeah, sure. And Ezmerelda will take you down. She kind of looks back.
When you find out how they like being talked to, it feels weird saying they're an it.
Sure.
Oh, I know their name.
Prospero, did you want to do you want to come speak to it as well? Them?
I actually don't know what I would say to it. I suppose I'll go talk to it.
Did you want to know their name?
I know you wanted to earlier, so...
That was more of like I found it first kind of pissing contest kind of vibe.
Understandable.
But I suppose I'll go speak to it. I've never spoken to an angel before, so...
Aster, what's their name?
Oh, thanks for asking. Their name is...
Ophanim.
Bitch, I was reading it. Ophanim.
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 Aster doesn't say bitch. That was David speaking to the DM.
We know.
Ophanim? Ophanim.
Has Aster ever sworn before in his life?
He did once, and he felt really bad about it.
That tracks.
Second that Ezmerelda offers Prospero to come along, Oleander's like, another one. Perfect. Just fucking want to have a conversation, but I guess fuck me.
Oh.
The three of you make your way over to the abbey proper, down into the basements. through the secret door where you see the Deva trapped behind a magic circle, some kind of binding ritual. Mostly just looking at the ground, even as you enter.
Not even paying attention to the angel. Oleander's immediately looking at the thing on the ground. Gonna start copying it in a notebook. What does he know what that is?
You could make an occultism check.
Not Arcana? Okay.
No, I'm sorry. It's not arcane in nature, it is occult in nature.
Well, blind or public?
You can do public, it's fine.
Okay. I'm gonna hero point that.
Sure.
Leave me alone.
I mean, plus 12 is still pretty good.
With a 15?
I mean, you rolled a 3, but you got a total of 15. You can
Yeah.
still hero point if you want.
Yeah, I want to go above a 20.
Sure.
There we go.
Above a 20. I think Aster rolled like 18 or something when he was looking it over. You, I think, get a little more out of it. Clearly, like a calling and binding ritual circle of some kind. You're looking at all the runes, and there's like some divine runes in there. Most of them are occult runes. You actually do see in one section of it the Deva's name, Ophanim, as part of the binding ritual. I think the most interesting thing that you see is there are runes that, in order to power the binding to make it persist, it's sort of drawing the energy of the Deva in order to power the circle and keep it persistent, so that it doesn't run dry and he can just leave.
Gotcha.
But it's definitely a ritual that would have required probably half a dozen people to manifest, as well as the true name of whatever being was summoned and bound.
He's gonna copy it, and he just kind of has a small smile on his face as he's copying it, closing the book and putting it in his pocket.
Do you have aspirations to bind the Celestial yourself, Oleander?
No. I just like to
You
learn.
You look, and the Deva is now looking his eyes directly into yours. And it almost seems not like a thing that they're doing consciously. They start listing off names. Names that you recognize as people that you've killed in the pursuit of your monster hunting days.
First two, parents' name?
Mm-hmm.
Oleander looks him directly in the eyes as he lists them.
Not, as you're listening, not all of the ones that you remember are being listed here. Only the ones that you know in retrospect were perhaps not completely innocent, but were not completely guilty either of the things that specifically you would recognize the ones that you killed just for being what they were, not for anything that they did. And eventually it stops, with the last name being your love's.
Yep. He does not stop looking at the angel and just keeps eye contact.
Do you regret it?
All the ones that you just named?
Do you regret them?
Depends. Can you also list off all the towns I've saved?
I can only see the sins engraved upon your soul.
Sometimes people must commit sins to save larger groups.
You see a very wry smile on their face, and they say, "Ah, you probably get along very well with the Bellevues."
Sometimes one must become a monster to fight the thing.
I'm certain you believe that.
And what is it that you believe?
I believe in what the Morning Lord made me.
And he made you one that judges?
He made me one that can see where a soul is bound for after death. And
Then why did you answer a prayer of help?
you could call it leave. Mortals call it hubris. I believed that I could change something that I was told I could not.
Do you regret it?
It would be difficult not to regret something that led to you being imprisoned for 100 years.
Strahda has been here for over 100 years now, Tate.
Much longer.
So she let you in.
Perhaps. Maybe she found it amusing to see the suffering.
Maybe. Maybe she's waiting.
Well, she has been waiting a long time, but I suppose she has many years yet that she can wait.
Sometimes the best plans take forever to occur.
What brought you here, Oleander?
My own 2 feet. I kind of just ran and then showed up here. And then apparently a old hag killed me, and then I was brought up by Madame Ava and came here with my own 2 feet, and now I'm here in front of you. So
Why did you seek me out?
well, it's not every day you see an angel.
There is more to it than that.
I wanted to know what you knew.
Were you hoping for absolution?
No, I'm beyond that. I was looking for knowledge, in fact.
I would say that no one is beyond absolution. But looking at you, perhaps you are right. Absolution cannot come to those who do not seek it.
Maybe so. He kind of looks back over at the 2 that are still there.
Ez is just kind of watching from like outside the door.
I suppose
When
kind
they
of just back against the wall, bit leg up, kind of just crossed-armed, waiting. Like, take your time.
And they walk in. Are you also going to list names?
I cannot yet tell.
One of them's like me. Other one's undead, so, you know. Probably got lists.
I will not know until I see their eyes.
He does get quieter. Does it hurt when you help them?
I have felt worse pains.
Do they ask before they take?
No.
If I ask, and I let you be the one to do it, may I take a small vial?
Make a diplomacy check.
Fucking sure. Yes. Perfect.
Love that untrained +1 charisma.
He's got that riz.
They look at you. Eyes have not blinked once during this entire conversation. You may do as you wish.
That's not what I asked. I asked, did
And
you
yet
give
that is what
consent?
I answered.
I did not get a yes, so I shall not. He will bow his head. Do you not hear the Morning Lord anymore?
I have heard nothing since I entered the mists.
And once the mists recede, do you intend to leave? Or do you intend to rest?
I do not yet know. I will do as the Morning Lord commands. As I was made to be.
Of course. We are all made to be but vessels for our masters. And he will get up. And he will walk out, and as he walks out, he kind of looks over at the two of them. Fucking have fun! You guys are a real hoot. I'm gonna go upstairs.
I look over at Ez and I say, "What's your read on that one?"
On Oleander.
Aye.
My read on him is that the one time that he did something for himself, it turned out badly. And so now he just wants to do whatever it is that he's told. It's about all I can get off of him.
Are we better with him or are we better without him?
Probably with. Although, might be a problem if he does eventually decide to have his own thoughts for once.
I suppose I'll take this pass-fail and I go into the... and I'll go into the room.
Captain Prospero.
Aye. You get a sense of everyone that's here on this plane, or is it just, or is it planes outside of this one?
I cannot see beyond the mists, but what I can
Ah.
see is what is written on your soul. And starts listing off a lot of names. Like, a lot of names. Can you make me an intelligence check? Just straight intelligence.
Okay. Intelligence.
I believe in you.
Where's my stuff?
It's in there somewhere.
No, not actions. Fuck.
It's the leftmost tab, I think. We'll have
Literally
your...
just intelligence.
Yeah, just intelligence.
All right, it's just a D20. There's no mods on it.
Okay, yeah, then just roll a d20 for me.
I am neutral. Blind.
Yes, please.
Man ain't stupid, but oh boy, is he not smart.
Nickel every time I heard that. You listen, and from the sound of it, Oleander's list was not like super duper extensive, but certainly like more people than you would expect a single person to have killed in their lifetime. Yours goes on almost 5 minutes of names. And in your mind, you're thinking, I'd recognize all these names, but good God, that is a lot. That does not seem like a reasonable amount of people for me to have killed or ruined in a single human lifetime.
Okay, I understand that I had a lot of people on my crew, on my boat, and that I've probably killed a lot of people too. But that many?
You were a captain, were you not?
I
You commanded a crew of individuals.
did. Good ones.
Perhaps the things that you made them do are also stained upon your soul.
Just because their souls are still trapped somewhere here and not set free. But those marks are still on my soul.
I cannot see their souls, only yours. I can see nothing beyond the bounds of this room. You have caused much grief in your life, Prospero.
That might be true. I make no bones about being a good person.
No, I imagine you do not. Ismara would be proud. Your patron deity.
Yes. had a little confusion there for a second. I was just like,
who that?
I was like, oh, right. I picked that at the beginning of the game. That has not come to bother. That has not come to fruition in a minute.
That's what I'm here for.
I probably never kept slaves though.
Fucking bare minimum.
They don't say anything to that. I'm just looking at you still. Do you regret any of them? Even one?
I regret not heeding my mother's warning all those years ago.
We are as our parents made us, you and I.
Yeah, but after a while, we are the product of our own decisions, aren't we?
True enough. That is why I am here, and that is why you are the way you are.
Prisoners of our own fate.
Fate. Not my wheelhouse. And yet it binds us nonetheless.
I have a question for you. This physical form of yours. It's just a shell, aye?
It is a way for me to channel my essence and to relate to the mortals around me, yes?
Shell's broken, will your essence then just return back to its original state?
Not so long as the mists persist.
Ah, I see.
I
I
am a
was gonna try
prisoner.
and break it for you.
I am a prisoner of Barovia as much as you.
I was gonna try and break it for you. Much to the dismay of the rest of my crew members. And the buildings.
Aw, oh, softy.
Have you got anything else any other bit of insights for me?
Do you wish to join Besmara's crew when you finally pass on?
Is Ezmerelda in the room?
She's just outside. Close enough that she could hear you, unless you, like, whispered.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get close without, like, looking, like, I don't know, like, are they, like, sun shining bright, or are they, like...
They're illuminated, but not, like, particularly brightly. Like, looking at a dull lamp.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if this was a thing of, like, don't look at the angel in the face, or else, you'll explode.
No.
That
It's
would've
not
been
the
real
Ark of the
bad.
Covenant.
I looked him directly in the eye.
I'm gonna, like, kind of, like, reach in closer and whisper, and I'm go... What I want is just another chance make things, to do things right. Them, maybe.
And what of your
I
old
don't
crew?
know. If I could set them free, I think that's good enough for me.
You have a long
I
road
don't
to
think they
travel
want to be.
before.
I don't. Huh?
You have a long road to travel before you can free them.
That seems to be the case. Slut, helping me out. Is there a way to not live forever, but just to fix this?
So what?
This.
Oh, fix this. You are here because you have unfinished business. That is what revenants are.
I gathered that.
You already know how to fix it.
And I guess the final reward is just a peaceful sleep after.
If that is what you desire.
Don't know if I'd be okay with that. I've died so many times already that I kind of just come numb to it.
There are beings that can change what you are and who you are. But you must ask if it is a sacrifice that you are willing to make.
Thank you. You don't indulge by chance, do you?
I do not.
Alcohol.
Get the
Hell yeah.
get Angel blasted.
Get him drunk. Get him drunk.
I do not.
Well, I was going to offer. I wish I had water to give you, but I don't really drink it. So, but I do have wine. I know that it's not. I'll just stop.
Get him drunk. Get him drunk.
Wait, actually, can you do the if you could do the reverse? Can you turn the wine into water and then you can drink it?
You are confusing me for a different celestial being.
That lore doesn't exist
Jesus,
here.
do you know
Wrong
him?
lore. Wrong lore.
Understood. I'm gonna leave.
Fun fact, Earth does exist in the Pathfinder lore.
I'm
Does
from
it
it.
really?
I'm
Like-
from it.
You're literally
Yeah.
from Earth.
No, not
From
Earth.
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 Oh,
Like,
Jesus.
this
We can see
planet.
someone from Minnesota.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm literally.
next
Why didn't you say
character?
this?
Isekai.
I
My
literally
next
would have
character
played.
is gonna be from Minnesota. She's just going to be a Middle Eastern mom.
Reverse
What if
isekai
we were just
into
kinda-
Earth.
Todd and I, we were just kind of walking around the Smokies for a bit, and then all of a sudden the mists came out of nowhere, and whoop, we were in Krezk.
It was crazy. Isn't this nuts?
What if Aster is just a regular fucking field rat from Kansas, and it just became like an actual sentient being transporting? to
Started
fucking
this, Jonathan.
business?
Oh, he
You
was a New
started
York
this.
sewer
Aster
rat,
becomes
and then
Toto.
He showed up.
What is that? Ah!
This is giving the Sonic the Hedgehog Bible.
Yeah.
No
Where are
fucking
the
Aster is our
Knuckles?
Sonic
Suddenly,
the Hedgehog.
Sonic 06.
Where is my
Not
friend
sponsored.
Knuckles?
Anyway, so Prospero leaves the room. Ezmerelda takes a look inside and back to you, and you can tell that she's torn and she's debating.
In very broken Vistani. Like it's secondhand taught to him.
Huh?
Oleander goes, "You should go in."
And without saying anything, just steps in, kneels in front of the Deva, very close. You hear her whisper to them, and they look up at her, and they don't say anything. They have a brief whispered conversation, but eventually she stands up and walks out of the room. Can see her.
She's an angel in disguise. She's an angel in disguise. She's an
Her
angel in
her
disguise.
hands are like trembling a little bit.
You all right?
Oh, I've received a delivery. Hold for delivery.
Yeah, I'm fine.
The delivery is here.
Yeah.
Say some
You
things
know
that you
where
didn't
you
need to
are?
hear. Not that you didn't want to hear, but needed to.
Is that what you wanted?
I think I need to think about it for
It sounded like
For a
she'd
minute.
been abandoned forever.
I'm sorry, what was that? I apologize.
I think I need to think about it for a minute.
Alright. And it's, suppose we can all head back.
Yes.
And then, as we're walking, still in that kind of semi-broken Vistani, when you do have, the mental abilities to talk, because I know that you are probably going through it right now, Madam Ava sent me to find you.
Alright. Did she
One
say...
second.
For anybody behind
Every-
the scenes, both I and Nico have recently brought hounds into our lives, and that means trouble.
Babies?
He's fine. Okay, continue.
Okay. In Vistani, she replies, "Go ahead, while we're walking, might as well... I could get my mind off it for a minute.
Of course.
Did she say why, or just that you needed to...
Did she say why, or did she just give me a card? Nope.
She just said that your fate lied to finding another Vistani
Okay.
within the Abbey of Krezk."
He repeats what was said to him by Madam Ava. I think she meant me to find you.
That does sound like her.
Why do you intend to see this mentor?
I owe him. We didn't part on the best of terms, but neither the worst of terms, but I did him wrong, and I just want to make sure that he doesn't kick it while I have the ability to help him.
May I ask what you did that you thought would have wronged him?
Make a diplomacy check. I know, I'm sorry.
Yes, Oleander, the best with charisma. Not terrible.
It wasn't something I did, but it was something that the caravan that my parents belonged to did. So, not my fault, but well, they're certainly not going to make it right, so
Sins of the father fell upon the child.
since the what?
Sins of the father fell upon the child.
It's technically my aunt and uncle, but yes.
Hmm.
Close enough.
What did they do?
They forced him. Let's just say my parents aren't the only ones with sins on their souls. And what they did to him, what they made him do, it's not something I could ever truly repay. He had a son once. And my family is the reason he no longer does.
How long ago was this?
30 years? 40?
I see.
He's much older now.
I would assume so.
Not a spry spring chicken anymore, as they say. They say that, right?
Spice spring chicken? Sure. Yeah, that's what they say.
Don't mention chickens.
My son!
Oh no, he's getting flashbacks.
So, you're going to want to apologize? Saying I'm sorry, that's my aunt and uncle
No.
did this to you?
No. I never told him while we were together, and I have no intention of ever telling him. I just want to make sure that he doesn't burn himself out to death.
He does that.
He what?
How long have you been... How long did you and him work together?
Quick question.
Yeah, what's up?
What's your passive deception DC?
God, I got one of those? I don't fucking know.
It's 10 plus your deception modifier.
It's what?
It's 10 plus your deception modifier.
19.
19, okay. You know him.
This is still in Vistani, correct?
Yeah. How do you know Van Richten?
I'll answer your question if you'll answer mine. How long were you his protege?
4 or 5 years. Taught me everything I know.
Did he ever talk about his life beforehand?
No. It was one of the many, many reasons we wound up fighting.
I am his past. I've been dead, apparently, for 4 to 5 years.
No, that can't be right. What? How did you say you got here?
I ran.
Before that,
I did
what
it.
happened? Why were you
I-
running?
I made a mistake by falling in love with a werewolf. And that mistake cost that entire pack their lives. And I am not one of them.
That wasn't 4 to 5 years ago, Oleander. That was 20 years ago.
20. Oh, he's much older now.
He said the last time that he took an apprentice was over 20 years before he met me.
Well, as an elf, 20 years isn't that much, but it's enough.
Do you think... Does this make you my senior because you came before me, or am I the senior because I learned after you when he knew a lot more?
It is a good conundrum that we've put ourselves into. And at this point, the two of them are walking, like the
Yeah.
three are walking and just talking in Vistani to each other.
And Prospero has just been following behind as they're like talking in a language that he does not understand at all.
I don't know. I guess even ground? I suppose even ground.
Fair enough.
Kind of looks to the rest of the group.
Turns back to Prospero following them. Is he doing anything in particular while following the two of them at this point? Muted.
Oh, now he's muted.
Now you're double muted. There you go.
Hello. He's whistling to himself, just...
As they're talking, she turns back and, in common, she just says, "Recognize that tune?"
Aye, that you do.
Where were you from again?
Cordova.
Cordova. I'm not lying when I say that we've never met before, but I do recall there was a fellow that I was involved with for a bit of time from Cordova. He taught me that, and she starts whistling along with you.
We'll just keep going down the hallway.
You know, I can't really say that I miss Augustus, but, well, he was certainly fun.
Hand on shoulder.
Hmm?
What?
The fellow I knew from Cordova, his name is Augustus.
Last name?
She really has to think about it, and it's like, it was like, I think it was like a kind of fruit or something. Augustus pear?
Eh.
It's been like a while.
Are you sure it's not? Never mind. He'll just keep walking.
Turns to Oleander and Vastani, says, "He's very strange."
Look at him.
That's the obvious. And the three of you get back to the rest of the group who are finishing up their preparations to leave.
Alright, I think we should have one last goodbye with the Belleviews, you know. Tell them what we're going, remind them, you know, we could send the Raven, all that stuff.
Yeah, while all this has been going on, Ashai went and found a raven and sent it off. I remember we did that. Hey, werewolves, don't go to the swamp of Berez. Shit's haunted.
She's scary. It's scary.
Doc's gone, shit's haunted.
Bog's haunted. Bog's haunted. You all start to leave. The Belleviews are all, well, at least Cloven is waiting at the gate out of the abbey with his arms crossed, just kind of.
Is Marzana there?
You see her in like the shadows nearby.
Mhm.
So, here are your back to Vallaki.
Well, we can only do so much good staying in one place. There are people there, and there is information that we lack at the moment.
Ezmerelda steps forward and says, if you don't mind, I'd like to come with whichever of you is heading to the winery. I know you're a bit short-staffed at the minute, and, well, they seem like they can hold their own. Not to say that you can't, I just, you know. Cloven just kind of like holds his hand up and says, I understand what you mean.
Ezmerelda, can you send us, I don't know how they send messages here, let us know how things are going there?
Well, I suppose that you could send me a raven, well, not you, but the rest of them.
Oh, okay, cool.
I do not have that ability, but I will certainly figure out some way to get you some information. Maybe a merchant or another Vistani caravan that might be heading to Vallaki. I don't know. Well, we'll see who we meet on the road, I suppose.
Yeah, we shall see. Alright. Sounds good. Good luck. Don't die. That would be also, I guess, a good send-off.
I mean, in our line of work, I suppose that's the best you can hope for sometimes. Don't die.
And if you do, make them work for it.
I'll make sure that, yeah. I'll take down as many as I can, if needs must.
Sounds good.
No less than Rictavio would say. And she says that in Vistani. Which, of course, Reyna understands.
Yeah, Reyna understands that.
She gives you a salute. Cloven opens the gates for you all, and you all leave Krezk.
Whoa.
Well,
As
starts to leave
they're
Krezk.
walking,
Wait!
as they're walking out.
Okay, I'm sorry, we're waiting. Alright.
No, never mind. Whatever.
No, do it! Do it.
No, whatever. Keep going.
Kiss.
As
Do
Pull
it.
the trigger, Piglet.
Pull the trigger.
Robin.
Ciao.
Trigger Piglet.
Quick, everybody point guns.
Robin first.
Jess.
As we start to pass through the gate, Clara's kind of standing by the edge of the group where it's a little shadier. And if you were looking at her, you would notice her reach a hand into her pocket, drop a piece of paper, and then the piece of paper is carried by her shadow over to Marzana. And she does not she does not turn to look back at her.
If anyone is looking, they would see Marzana stoop to pick up the piece of paper, look at you all leaving, but not say anything. Reyna, what did you want to do?
It's fine.
No,
Do
please.
it.
Do
That's
your
why we're
fucking
here.
bit.
No, it's literally fine. Move on.
Fine.
Master kills Reyna.
Oh my god! Not the cinnamon roll.
I knew it was
You
only
broke
a matter of
him.
time.
It was all a lie.
Um,
He's a bloodthirsty monster.
you all walk down the switchback, out the gates of Krezk, into the snowy roads, and start to make your way back to Vallaki. And that's where we'll go and take a break. We'll see y'all back in about 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Or do, but come back in 10 at least. Okay, bye. And we're back. So, the party finally leaving Krezk after what feels like an eternity. You get on the road again.
On the road again.
My
What do you
dad
guys-
sang that song every fucking road trip my family ever took.
Good. As you should.
What are you guys doing as you travel towards Vallaki?
As we're kind of heading over, Ollie just kind of spins the knife before handing it hilt over to Ireena, and just kind of just holds it to her.
Ireena takes it.
Ireena nudges you on the shoulder.
Thank you.
It was your knife.
It is.
I have my own.
I'm glad to hear it. At least you'll be useful.
We'll see how useful I am.
Ireena nudges you
Also
again.
have a knife.
I don't have
too, I
anything
don't
left
use it
to
very
say to him.
Me neither.
What?
I don't have anything left to say to him.
So you fight monsters, you hunt monsters, that's cool.
And you heal people, right?
Yes. I do what I can to keep everybody on their feet.
Always good to have. And what is it that you do? And he looks over at Prospero.
Bang!
You have a knife?
Yes.
I just kind of point out a tree. Throw it at that tree.
Oh, okay. Do you want me to use my knife, or do you want me to just shoot it with my bow and arrow?
Oh, sure, you can use your bow and arrow if you want.
Fucking sure. I shoot a bow and arrow.
I will attempt to shoot the arrow.
Both of you make me an attack roll.
Fucking Christ. I have not rolled above a 10.
Alright.
Sometimes the dice just don't like you.
I loaded is the question. Fucker. Okay, fine. Give me a second. I got the keys. Don't worry about it. Reload. Execute. Okay.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it faster.
Strike. Oh shit! It's still blind. Fucker.
Well, it was exactly the same. You guys watch as the arrow and the bullet both hit the trunk of the tree at the exact same time, and there's a brief explosion of bark.
Is that arrow destroyed?
Probably.
Fuck. Shit.
Are we
I do that.
supposed to clap?
Ireena starts clapping.
I also clap.
Master claps.
I do that. And
Ashai
for
does
the
not
class,
clap.
Sophie is also waving her paws, so it looks like she's clapping. It's very important that you know that.
Nice shot.
Thank you. You as well.
And what is it that you do? He looks at the rat.
The rat.
The rat! He
I-
knows things.
I don't know. I just I'm just here. Who do I look at? I look at Reina. Reina, what do you say
Asta.
what I do?
Asta is the reason we know what's going on, and the reason we know what's happening in the tome.
He knows things. He doesn't drink and he knows things.
I mean, I have things. I have like,
I
and
drink
just start pulling out
sometimes.
random shit.
We try not
There's
to let him
so
drink.
much stuff from
Right.
my like pockets everywhere. You notice Aster has pockets literally everywhere, and then he also has like a satchel that he's just like pulling things that shouldn't fit in that goddamn bag out of his bag.
Video game rules.
If
Yeah.
he lived in the early aughts, he would be wearing trip pants.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
Aster's a cargo pants kind of kid.
you have a book, a tome, and you know
Yeah,
things.
this is technically Strahda's tome, which is pretty weird that we have. But yeah,
May
I also have
I?
this mirror, and I also have this lantern. I also have this knife, and I also have these goggles.
Do they all do things?
Esther, stop! My hands are full. I'm going to drop something. You keep pulling it. You're going to leave it
Oh,
behind.
I'm sorry. Here, I'll put them back. I also have
Wait.
some seeds to eat.
Do they all? Well, not the seeds, but do they all do things?
I mean, the seeds, dude. So does this fruit. I hold
Uh,
this fruit that also
I
looks
think-
vaguely
I think
like a
he-
lantern.
I think he means, are they magical?
Oh yeah, I have a lot of magical things. I have these scrolls that are magic. I have this ink
Scrolls.
that's- Boom! Back in the bag. I have this little hourglass that's magic that I actually have yet to use.
What does it do?
If I affix it to a weapon, it does things. If I affix it to armor, it adds resistance. It has its own spell DC.
It's a spell heart.
Okay. And you said you have a. May I see the tome?
No. Only
It's,
because I was told
little-
I was not supposed to share the tome. They're gonna get mad at me
I
again.
mean,
No, I said it
I
before
will
you.
open it. Oh. Well,
And no, you may not have the tome.
I mean, I wasn't
I told
asking
you
to
she's
take
gonna
it.
get
I was
mad.
asking to look at it.
She's gonna be.
I think
mad at
it's
me again.
fine if he just looks at it, Reina.
Ireena.
I open the tome and there's like the equivalent of sticky notes everywhere.
Ye old sticky note.
The old sticky notes everywhere.
Hey, GM.
Reina, can
Pages fall
we
out,
can we talk for a minute, Reina? And she just like pulls the two of you away from the party for a minute. What were you gonna say, Nico?
I was just gonna ask if if the tome is a magical item or if it's just a tome.
You could make an Arcana check.
Yes, I
You're
can.
good at that one.
I am. I'm really good at that one. I'm an expert.
Expert.
Wait, I think I'm also an expert.
25.
It does not appear magical,
Good to know.
which may be surprising in and of itself. Though you can definitely see from like the quick open that the rat did that it is clearly in like a code or some kind of cipher. Yep, I knew that was gonna happen.
Just give it the wizard a project.
Gonna have rat time. Only in rat time.
Ollie and rat time. That's so cute.
The newest Nickelodeon
It's
show.
pretty interesting because this cipher is actually built off of several different languages.
Only in the
which is
rat.
up- Starts spiraling about.
You guys start
Ollie
spiraling.
on there is fucking focused. He is in.
Yeah, tell me.
He is clicked in.
Meanwhile, Ireena drags Reina over to the side of the road, and is just like, Reina, I understand. I really do. I know that you don't trust him, but Madame Ava sent him.
You're just gonna take his word for that. Anyone could have sent him.
I
What if she sent him?
Do you really think that she would have sent him?
I don't know. That's where my mind went.
That's... And she leans in and whispers, make sure that nobody else hears, is like, that's what we were supposed to be.
I know. Maybe she knows that that's not what we want anymore, what I want anymore. She sent someone else. And now we just freely gave him the tome of Strahda.
I don't... I just don't think that he is. Don't you ever get, like, gut feelings about people?
Sure.
Is your gut feeling about him really that bad, or are you just looking for...
Paranoid? You can say it.
No, I wasn't going to say paranoid. I was going to say if you aren't looking for problems where there aren't any.
I don't want him to become a problem for us.
Well, you know what's going to make him a problem? Is if we keep him at an arm's length. I'm not saying we need to trust him with everything, but I think we give him the
Asta
benefit
is
of the doubt.
sharing the tome with him right now, Ireena.
You look over, and the both of us are just
Yeah, they're just like...
Rattling at their enclosure.
And
in
what's...
this section, it's actually really odd because it feels like she's using Vistani text, which I barely learned from Ireena.
I know Vistani! I can help you with
that's really
this!
cool. I'm learning it as we speak.
Fuck yeah.
She just kind of points at the two of them and just says, does that really look like someone that we need to worry about?
Ireena can't help but like smile when she sees Aster really getting along with him and them
Listen,
connecting like that.
Even if he's working for the Lady of the Land, what can he do that she couldn't already? She's made it very clear that she can see us whenever she wants to. She's visited you several times already, and she just popped into existence to kill Valenta and then just popped out of existence. If she was at the castle, she could be literally anywhere at any time that she wants. Why would she need someone like him?
I don't know, Ireena. It's just something that passed through my mind.
I get it. Really, I do. And she just, as you guys are still walking, just kind of like puts one of her arms around your waist, which she is definitely, she's smaller than you. So it's like, yeah, a little bit. Not quite like up here. That would be Aster, but she's...
Aster's like...
She tries to pull you into her, but she winds up pulling herself into you. And she just says, I just think that... I just get the feeling that he's on our side. He doesn't strike me as someone who cares about any kind of skullduggery. He was just... I just don't get the feeling that he's a person that lies very much.
You trust so easily, Ireena.
I do.
And it makes me so nervous.
That's why you love me, though, isn't it?
Love?
That's gay.
Lesbians.
I trusted you, didn't I?
They're gonna move in a week.
Right in front of my child.
You all.
Where's the promise rings, bitch?
Yeah, well. She has this huge smile on her face.
If you don't trust Oleander, then can you trust me?
Of course I trust you.
And if I'm wrong, I promise that you can hold it against me however long you desire.
And I will.
Good. And she reaches over, gives you a peck on the cheek, and walks back over to the party.
And if you look right here, this one's laced with Common and Elven, but like the script is flipped and revert. Like you flip it and reverse it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I
Yes.
imagine while all this is happening that the very stressed couples talk and then the hyper-focused talk, Clara and Prospero are just like glancing at each other, just like, what do we do?
Based on what I've been told, can I try
Sure.
and decipher a page of the tome?
I mean, you guys are traveling. It'd be difficult to do it while you're walking, but I will let you make a society check if you like. That
We live in
DC,
a-
Society.
the DC is going to be higher than usual.
I'm spending a hero point.
Go for it.
Please, give me a
Please
second.
roll above 10. Like, come on.
I'm
There you go. There you go.
30?
30?
Hold on. Let's see.
Can we say we do it together?
Yeah,
As we're
you.
stating?
Can we do it together?
We do it together.
Let's see.
kicking my feet, just like
Do you want to make an aid check then?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make
Do
an
I-
aid check.
I also roll society, right?
Yes.
we also live in a society.
We
Yes.
also
We
live
sure
in a
do.
society. Is this also blind?
It can be out front.
Okay. Kerchow.
Okay, that is a success, which bumps that up to a 32. The DC was 31 because you guys were traveling.
Bam!
With our powers combined, the rat and the elf decipher another page.
Yo!
Alright, I'm gonna send that to both of you real quick.
Like, quick, let's read that shit. Let's read the shit out of this. Faster, Jonathan. Faster.
I'm working on it!
I'm
Okay.
It's a
hyperfixating.
big one!
Oh shit! Okay. Oh fuck!
Oh shit, alright!
I'm just a rat.
Where are you? There you are.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Well,
oh,
at
sorry.
least we'll
No,
have
no.
something to talk about when we sit around the campfire tonight.
What are the rest of you guys doing while that's going on? You said Prospero and Clara were kind of looking at each other like, these fucking guys.
What are these fucking guys about?
Yeah, I just passed Clara the chalice.
Oh, the holy water thing?
No,
Or
The
wine?
alcohol.
no, the booze.
The booze.
Oh, Ziggy, please, I'm trying to walk. I cannot see when you do that. Thank you.
I think you got something on your face there.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, booze.
I
Um,
don't think it's a good idea when we are traveling.
can the two of you make me perception checks?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you need to read that. You need to fucking read that, dude.
Blind?
Yes, please. You'll get to read it eventually. Good ones. The two of you, while they're nerding out together, and Reina and Ireena are being disgusting together, the two of you notice the fog starting to become a little more prominent as you guys are riding along. It's late afternoon by this point. You guys have passed over the river Baratok and are getting near where you know that the road changes, where you could go either to Vallaki or to the winery. And the two of you, through the mist, see a horse and a rider on a horse just kind of trotting slowly along the road towards you all.
Do you see? Look there.
It's hard to see any specifics through the fog, but they're clearly like heading in your direction.
Hey, who's got a spyglass on them? Everybody look
do.
alive.
Take out the spyglass.
Bought another one.
Ireena takes out her greatsword.
Stealing mine.
You recognize the figure, Prospero.
Who is it?
It is the last person that you saw on horseback in Vallaki. An elf poured atop a black destrier.
Oh, before I died.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Is it the guy that killed you?
Just doesn't look like he's in a hurry. He's very clearly just on a trot, and just happens to be going the way that you guys are coming from.
We should go.
Go where?
Who is it?
We
What?
should go.
Turn around?
We should go. We should go.
Go where?
We should go.
Prospero, what's
Leave? We should leave this area.
Yes.
what into the woods?
Anywhere.
I can call Pat.
Oh.
I know
Here,
the woods. I can help.
Do you think he's seen us yet?
I'd wager that's a yes.
Should we hide? Who is this?
The rest of you, except for Oleander, have met him before at the Castle Ravenloft. Rahadin.
Is it Escher?
It's Rahadin.
Oh, Rahadin.
Oh, the right-hand man himself.
Prospero is clearly like booking it into the woods already.
Following.
Also,
Okay.
I cast a spell. 3rd level, show the way. We're going.
Show the way.
Stay near me. Stay near
I'm
me.
coming. Wait for
8
me.
hours.
You can give us an advantage.
Well, it takes 10 minutes to cast. But once you do cast it, it will last for 8 hours. So, like, at this point, if you guys are just trying to like get off the road, everybody make me a hidden stealth check.
I get +1 circumstantial, correct?
Yes, I'm gonna say yes.
A stealth? Stealth.
Hidden
Is it blind?
stealth. Yes, blind, please.
Please, I have so high. Do not fuck me.
You'll tell me if I need to.
I'll tell you if you should hero point it. Sure. Clara, you should hero point it.
Boy.
I hope I rolled high enough.
Hey, DM.
Yeah.
You know what I've noticed in my? You know what I just noticed in my Pathfinder character sheet?
What's up?
I have an unallocated language slot that I never filled.
Yes,
I-
that was
game.
in the most recent update. Is now that shows you if you need more languages.
Oh, did I fill it?
I'm adding Celestial.
It's Empyrean
No, that's
in
my
Pathfinder,
language.
but anyway, you all head off into the woods, trying to find like a bush or a tree to hide behind. When Rahadin gets within probably like 100 feet of where you guys are trying to hide, you all start to hear something. You hear voices on the wind, very faint at first. And it's hard to tell anything about them, what they're saying. But as he gets closer and closer to your hiding place, the whispers start to turn into yells and screams. This unearthly...
Is this similar to what happened when...
Yeah. He doesn't get close enough for it to become unnerving, like to start to affect you, but it is clearly this chorus of screaming voices that is following Rahadin around. And he is on his horse, heading back the way you came, towards Krezk. And at the point in the road where he gets the closest to where you guys have hidden, he stops, looks over to where you're all hiding, turns back to the road, and just keeps riding. The voices fading out as he rides away.
That was Prospero. That couldn't have been your. Is that normal for him?
That's how I died. Not the first time. The time right before I met you all.
What do you mean that's how you died?
It's his sword.
Is it magic?
It's cursed from what I can tell. But it's got a fuck ton of souls in it.
People that he's killed.
Probably. And I stole it from him before the duel even started.
Did he kill
Unfortunately,
you with a sword?
the sword killed me. He didn't stab me with it.
Then how are you here if there's souls in the sword and it's cursed, and the implication that your soul would go into the sword?
My soul has unfinished things. And I'm assuming it's something along the lines of he probably needs to kill the person. He probably needs to actually kill a person so that the sword can do its thing. What happened was that when I grabbed the sword, all of the voices inside of the sword were screaming in my head at a decibel that is not comprehensible by man, and so it kind of broke my brain and I died.
At
you
the
do.
concept of all that, Clara is just like shell shocked. This is terrifying to her.
So the souls kind of encroached upon your brain and then killed you.
Aye.
So what that sounds
you're
like
doing
is
that
you're
thing-
not.
You're doing that thing again with your voice.
Well,
You sounded different there for a second.
that is the player who can do a British accent.
Why do you sound like that?
Because I don't know how to do a British accent. Please leave me alone.
How about you do an Italian accent? How about you do an Italian accent, Nico?
No, I cannot. Absolutely the fuck I won't.
Just do a. Let me just fully.
Raphael
like,
Sanzio da
Come on,
Urbino.
Pietro.
Not the pout.
So you weren't in tune with the sword, and it punished you for it, essentially.
I don't know if it's a thing if I needed to be in tune with the sword or if it.
Maybe it just
Hard
didn't
to
like
say.
you.
Maybe.
Have I heard anything like this before?
Make an Arcana check. Or an Occultism check.
No, Arcana.
No, Arcana. No, germs. Possibly. From the sound of it, I'd say you, along with many other people, have heard of things like soul cages and the like. But those are generally only intended for a single soul to be within. the thought of a weapon channeling and possessing the souls of dead folks seems... It seems more like a curse than something that is intentional.
Does he share? Does Oli share that with us?
Yes.
I was told by the ghost who appeared to me that part of the curse on this land is that souls are trapped within it. Nobody can move on to the afterlife, to reincarnation, to damnation, to anything. Maybe that's how there are so many trapped within that sword.
It sounds like, based on the information given, he was cursed. And he bears that curse with his sword as a reminder.
Maybe. Hard to say. I want to kill that guy. The last time I tried to do that, I died. So
Do we know who he is?
Yes,
Rahadin,
we do.
one of Strahda's right-hand men.
Okay.
He's referenced a lot in her tome.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
I saw
Her
that
first.
earlier.
It's
Yeah.
seeming more like it's just, when I say one of, it's more like that is Strahda's go-to right-hand person.
One of her greatest confidants.
What do you guys think he was doing out here?
Nothing good.
When he was walking, did he look like he was heading towards Bellevue's, or did he look like he was heading towards Winery?
Towards the town of Krezk.
Oh, so nothing specific.
Wait, was he walking or did he have?
He was
was
on
horsing.
horseback. Yeah,
Horse.
he was horsing his way to Krezk.
Anything on the horse? Any carriage or anything?
I'll say make a retroactive perception check.
My eyeballs will let me see.
I mean, obviously saddlebags, but
I don't want that button. I want this button. Thank you.
saddlebags maybe what looked like. It was hard to hear over the screams, but there was the faint sound of coin jingling. Maybe like kind of cross-referencing with what you know from the tome, maybe he was collecting taxes.
True evil.
Maybe Strahda's sending Rahadin around to collect the money from the people so she can have. It's either that or she's bribing Krezk officials to give her more information.
Well, if she's the land, why is she forcing people to pay her money?
Well, I can actually answer this. Ireena kind of pops up. She's also got her arm wrapped tightly around Reyna's arm, and her fingers are interlaced with Reyna's. And she says, well, regardless of all of the other... everything that is Barovia, the towns within it are still vassals to the Lady of the Land, so part of being under the auspice of a duke or a king or a margrave is paying taxes. And, well, it's certainly something that keeps her connected with the towns and villages. so that they know that she's still alive.
Got it. Well, they've passed, so do we want to just get back on the road?
Sure.
I almost killed him. Almost. It was really close.
You wish you had?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I would probably be dead now. But hey. Less asshole in the world.
Are you? I mean, I was going to ask if you were okay, but that seems a bit silly. None of us are.
Yeah, I'm not doing great right now.
As we start walking again, Clara will just kind of sidle up next to him, shoulders brushing as they walk.
Hang on, I can make that moment funnier. Ask the question again.
I was going to ask if you're doing okay, but in retrospect, it seems like a silly question.
Oh no, I'm doing just fine. And he just takes the flask and just.
Oh no, Grandpa's drinking again.
Okay. Why don't we wait until until we set up camp to party like that, huh?
At this point, he's just kind of using Clara as a crutch.
Okay.
Surprising lightweight.
I mean, he ain't got no liver anymore.
That's true.
I was about to say, yeah, a liver gone, and then on top of that, he's literally skin and bones.
If he's drunk right now, can I try to take the flask from him?
Go ahead and make a sleight of thievery check.
Oh, yeah,
This is actively in my hands, by the way. This is not in the pocket.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
yeah, but you're like leaning against Clara.
It's gonna be at a significant malice because it's literally in his hand. But
He brings his hand to his mouth and he's like, "What the fuck am I?"
What the fuck?
Like a rock.
You just
do
gotta
bait and switch.
do the fucking Indiana Jones. Make a thievery check.
Thievery? Okay.
Yeah.
Good luck, everyone else.
No. you try and grab it, and he is like.
As he tries to grab at it, I just feel like the tugging from it, and I'm drunk, but I look down and I just see Aster and I go with the chalice right on the top of the rat head, and it's just
just like a bonk.
Prospero!
He leans into Clara. Or no. Prospero's leaning on Clara, so I lean into Ireena.
Oh.
Boo.
What just happened? Did you ask that?
Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. You talk
I'm
nice.
legally allowed to consume alcohol.
Our 9-year-old rat.
I really don't think it's a good idea to drink this much while we're traveling.
I haven't had any.
Great idea.
He's not talking
I'm
to
not
you,
talking to
Aster.
you, darling. It's okay.
You travel a few more hours of complaining before you wind up having to make camp for the night.
Can I say one of those hours, I just take an hour or so to appreciate nature?
Of course.
Thank
Oh.
Nature is beautiful.
Can I take a portion
Amen.
of that hour?
Can I get an amen?
Can I take a portion of that hour to be like, oh, and that's what that is called, and that is what that is called, and I think that is that. I spy.
Mhm.
They start playing I Spy.
Usually I spy.
It would not it'd be difficult to call Barovia beautiful. But there is beauty to be found in the land. As you are, walking along, kind of trailing along behind everybody and just taking in the scenery. The snow has been left behind, but the trees are still full of lush green pines in this area. You can see squirrels and the like skittering among the branches. Barovia may be a dark, dreary place, but there is still life here. And it's, in a way, it's comforting and beautiful to know that even in the depths of darkness, life can still be found.
Any rats?
Hello.
Yeah,
Probably
one.
some rats. I mean, a squirrel is just
And
a
it's
rat
you.
with a bushy tail.
My cousin.
He just takes it in, appreciates. He doesn't know why he does this, but he feels the need to. And then after an hour or so, he kind of catches back up with the group.
If whoever's looking to make camp, can you make me a survival check? To find a decent place to put up camp.
Who's doing it? Because I'll do it. If
I'm doing it right now.
Oh, okay. Good, because
Thanks,
my
Mom.
survival's a +4.
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Oh, no, Mom. Bad Mom. Mom, no.
I mean, it's
Do you-
still 12.
Do you still have
I have
any
a hero
hero
point.
Okay.
I can
You
give
don't
it
have to
a
use
try too.
them.
Let me help.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Much better.
Okay. All right.
That brings it to a 31 with that aid check. You find a great spot. Very clearly, like, someone else has used this clearing before. And it becomes very quickly clear why. You can see that in addition to this area that has... There's, like, a solid circular area in the woods just off the path. That you can clearly see in the center is where people have made fire pits before. But on the edge of this clearing, you see a statue of an owl.
Oh, good.
is there
Is there, like,
magic
writing or
linked to
anything
this
on it?
owl?
This would be well, if you're looking for magic, you can make me an Arcana check. If you're asking about, like, what it is, what it represents, you could make a society or nature check.
I will do a nature check.
I did Arcana and I only got an 18. Sad.
Decidedly
Arcana.
non-magical. Ireena, I think you've probably seen this before, but to you it's mostly just like a trail marker. You know it's here. You don't think it has anything to do with Strahda.
Okay.
Aster, you remember when you were in Jenny Greenteeth's wagon? She had...
Is it the 3 ladies?
Yes, the triptych of the 3 ladies. You remember one of their symbols was an owl. For
It was like the Huntress or something?
the Huntress, not the Huntress.
Oh, fuck.
The Huntress, the Weaver, and can't remember the last one off the top of my head. The what?
I said lore check.
Lore check for myself. The Seeker. The owl represents the Seeker of the 3 ladies.
Is there any, like, text or anything, engravings or anything on it?
Take a look. There looks like there may have been at one point, but it's been eroded away by many, many years. It's very clearly not well maintained.
Right.
Hey, Esther. You know how you were told about different spirits being imprisoned?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if we can... The 3 ladies have not been felt around here for a while. Maybe we can find where they were imprisoned and release them, or at least weaken their bonds. We could get a little help.
I think that is an excellent idea because I am sorely lacking on their information and I'm deeply interested on their lore. This one is, I believe, the Seeker of the three. I mean, I wrote down a few notes about them, but again, we don't really have a lot of information other than they're old gods and they haven't been worshipped in like forever.
Well, maybe when we go back to the church in Vallaki, we could ask. I know it was a church to the Morning Lord, but it's worth a shot. Or if we run into Jenny again.
We could. Do you want to help me try to clean this up as a form of tribute or thanks?
I would love that.
Clara seems genuinely happy that you suggested it.
Mm-hmm.
Raina
like a
started
lot of
working
work.
on dinner with that survival check.
Sure.
Good dinner.
It's good dinner.
Earl dinner.
Dinner. Raina dinner.
Oleander is kind of just keeping watch while they all sit up. And he pops See the Unseen,
Okay.
just to be safe.
Illusions and invisible creatures and spirits. You can see invisible.
His eyes glow a bright purple as he blinks.
Go ahead and make me your own perception check as well. With a +2 status bonus.
Hell yeah.
How far out do you see with this spell?
Hmm?
How far out does one see the seen, the unseen? So like up to your own vision.
Your vision, yeah. And if it's within 10 feet, he can see if there's something like phased through a wall or an item. So it's a 26 with a +2 status bonus, not a +1. You take a look around, keeping an eye out, both for just general danger, but also anything that might be invisible or hidden in any way. And you look back at the statue of the owl, and there's a faint aura around it. Not anything that looks particularly active. It definitely isn't magical. But there is the remnants of power here. Nothing that's going to be dangerous, but clearly, like, this was once very long ago a place of worship and power.
Cool.
Aster and Clara clean up the statue. Reina makes a delicious dinner for everyone.
You're welcome.
You're so welcome.
Thanks, Mom.
Before all he just kind of gives
Put
it
a couple
sniff.
silver pieces on the statue as like an offering.
Delicious, delicious dinner. And you all settle in for the night.
I suppose.
You don't have to if you have other things you want to do before you go to sleep.
Beepy.
Who's staying up first?
Do you
We
trust
must
me
take
enough to
watches.
do it?
I can do it.
No, I'll stay up with him. You can take second watch, Clara.
Okay, if you're sure.
I'm positive. I'm not leaving you alone with him.
Okay.
Ireena gives you a little look, like, I understand, but don't be a dick. And
Down, girl.
yeah,
Down, girl.
gets her bedroll out
Damn,
and she
bestie.
heads to sleep. So Reyna and Oli take first watch.
Raina sits there uncomfortably.
Oleander's just chilling. He gets a stick and a rock, and he starts crafting a fucking arrow. That's the word. Unbothered.
You gotta replace the one you broke.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a crafting check.
Sure, I guess.
So you know Disney's Robin Hood? Not
Look, it's a
sponsored.
workable
Hello?
arrow. It's a fucking workable arrow.
It
That's all I need.
literally looks like the arrow that Robin Hood used in the tournament. It's literally just like 2 twigs with some very, very sad pasted on feathers.
It's a fucking workable arrow. That's all I need.
Eventually, eventually Raina's just gonna go, so, Madame Ava sent you.
Yes, she did.
Do you hang around the Vistani often?
No, I have to say, being resurrected was my first chance, but I would also say I would go back again if given the opportunity.
You were resurrected.
Yeah.
You do understand all of this is quite hard to believe.
How should I, prove?
Madame Ava gave us all a card. What did she give you?
Well, she didn't physically give me a card,
That's,
but she
you
gave
know
me
what
a
I
full-
meant. Yes.
Hey, DM, what was the card?
Lore check.
I believe it was mists.
It was the mists.
Interesting. She goes into her bag, she pulls out her own Taroko deck, and she pulls out the mist card. Do you know what it means? Or what she told you?
Well, she told me to find Ezmerelda. Not entirely sure on what the mists mean. So, there's that.
It means you're on a quest.
I sure hope so. She's the one that gave it to me.
I'll remember that. This card that was given to you.
What?
Nothing.
So you have your own deck?
Technically, it's Ezmerelda's, but she's lending it to me at the moment, because mine has been gone for a long time.
I'm guessing if I was to ask what happened to it, you wouldn't tell me, so.
You're correct.
Well, you are Vistani. Stupid question. Are you from here?
Is any Vistani from here?
No. I mean, yes, but also no.
Are you from here?
No. I don't think so. No. No.
What plane do you hail from?
Or
What part?
I don't remember.
I believe I've only been there once.
Where'd you go to?
I also don't remember.
And it doesn't make an impression. There's nothing for it to stick, so.
So then how did you end up in Barovia?
I got into a fight I couldn't win, so I ran away. And I just ran through the mists into Barovia.
Interesting. Did you mean to?
Not really. I didn't. I mean, when I was running, I didn't really think about getting to Barovia, being that I didn't technically know that Barovia exists. But then I was here, and I was like, well, shit. So, you know.
And you were killed, I can only assume, since the resurrection.
Yeah, a hag, got a hold of me and charmed me into coming inside and eating my food, so, you know.
As hags do.
Happens to the best of us.
And then you were resurrected by Madame Ava.
Mm-hmm.
And you were tasked to find us.
Yeah.
With what goal?
To help you defeat Strahd.
Interesting.
Is that your goal?
Yeah.
You're a shit liar.
I'm not lying. I just... No, I'm not gonna tell you shit.
Face that Jonathan is making.
I say, if you are to lie, don't sound nonchalant when you're lying about something important as that.
Listen, our group has been through hell.
I
Alright?
bet.
We were resurrected together. By Madame Ava. We've been through so much in a very short amount of time. Please don't hurt anyone. Please. I don't
intend to.
I can't confirm your story about why you are here. And why you have found us. But these are good people. They are all good people. They deserve to go back home. Do you understand?
Crystal, the love you share between each other, nothing can break that. I don't intend for me to be the one to break it. I shall be of assistance to your group, and once the task is completed, I shall leave.
Good.
I'm guessing this whole group knows about Ashai.
Do you?
She's not exactly hiding it.
Yes, the whole group knows.
Does she have a person she goes to?
Me.
Okay.
She's only fed off of me once since she's turned. She hasn't been hungry since, so...
And if it were to happen again, direct her to you.
Yes. Don't tell the others. Please, especially just don't mention it to Ireena.
Do the others not know?
No. But she has... I'm sure she can find sustenance somewhere, but just in case she's new, this is all new to her, so just in case I told her she can come to me anytime. I don't want anyone to get hurt, and I don't think anyone else can take it, so...
Do you trust her?
That is a loaded question.
Do you trust her enough that in a moment of weakness she'll turn to you and not turn to one of the others?
Yes.
I don't want to air her dirty laundry, but she was turned in a moment of weakness. I don't want you to look down on her. Strahda can be very persuasive.
I'll take your word for it. Sounds like you fell for that persuasion as well.
She doesn't say anything.
For the record, I do not intend to hurt anyone. That's not why I'm here. I am here to help you complete your task. That is it.
I just have to make sure you understand. This is Barovia.
Mm-hmm.
You are a monster hunter among a group with a monster.
That is why I'm bringing this caveat. If she is the one to hurt one of you to the point of no return, which one of you is going to be the one to put her down?
Me and Prospero already made this pact.
You've had this talk then?
Yes, when we figured out that she was turned, Prospero and I had this talk. And honestly, if you ask Ashai, I'm sure she wouldn't argue, wouldn't fight back.
Is she still fully in control of her mind? Or does Strahd have a persuasive grasp on that as well?
I don't know the answer to that question, unfortunately.
Right. In that case, he opens up his pack and he hands Ireena bottled sunlight. A moderate bottle of sunlight. And then he also hands over a moderate alchemist fire.
Ireena just nods and takes them. Let's hope it doesn't come to this.
That's up to you. I have trained a lot of my life in dealing with this, but I do also know that I am not a member. So it is not my place to overstep.
Can I ask you one more question?
What's up?
What comes after this for you? Home? Staying in Barovia?
After this, I will go wherever I am needed to kill whatever monster is needed to be killed to save a town. Or a city. Or whatever I am needed for, and nothing more. And I shall continue doing this until I myself have been killed, or until I have lived long enough to where I can finally sleep. Those are my only two options. I have no intention of changing them.
Ireena nods her head.
And for you? He switches to Vistani. What do you see yourself after this?
I'm frightened there won't be an after this. But if I had it my way, I will have a beautiful rest of my life with that woman, as she points to Ireena. And I will keep in contact with Asta. Maybe we'll move to Exandria. I don't know.
Ireena's good.
She's the best.
Asta's also good.
Asta has been through a lot, and he might not have a family to go home to.
Well, as a fellow member of All Alone in this World, he definitely has a family now, but he will not be abandoned.
I do hope that this whole group keeps in touch in some way or another, but I just want to see everyone home. I want to see everyone go back to what they came.
Well, you won't be able to be in contact with Crossbow. Or the captain.
Yeah, well.
Because he'll be dead.
Well,
what he
if only
hopes.
you knew someone who had something to do with the afterlife. Goodbye, I'm
only.
leaving the scene now.
Well, this has been a lovely talk, and I'm glad that you have your knife back. I'm going to do a perimeter one more time, just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. And then have a good night, Ireena.
You as well.
Nights are the only times that I can actually get peace, so. And he gets up, and he does the perimeter search.
Make me one more perception check.
Why? Okay.
Because you just said you were going to do a perimeter check.
Valid. Oof.
Nothing that you can see anywhere near where you all have made camp. You do hear, and Ireena hears as well, very far off in the distance, sound of baying. Not like a wolf. It would sound probably more like a dog, or like a dingo, perhaps.
You're the monster hunter. Something to be worried about?
His hand goes to his knife, which Ireena will see is of a bone of a dog.
I hate that. All right.
It sounds very, very far away, but if you want, you could make be an occult or nature check.
I got better occult.
Is that knife a magic item?
Maybe.
I think this
Maybe.
is the one I wanted.
24. You have heard this sound before on one of your excursions with Van Richten. It's coming from something called a Yeth Hound, which is part beast, part fiend. Intelligent enough to make not pacts, but like agreements with evil people. They're essentially very far in the distance, but they're essentially like evil attack dogs. Coyote. Coyote is the word I was thinking of. Not dingo.
He lets go of his dagger. Just don't scream, and we'll be fine. It's far away.
Done. Shall we wake up the next two to take watch?
Who are you gonna wake up?
Clara.
I'm gonna wake up Aster.
Okay. Clara.
Claire and Aster,
Aster.
the good beans.
Hello.
As Aster wakes up, Oleander just kind of puts the dagger on his pouch. He's like, just give this back to me in the morning.
Why are you giving this to me?
To defend yourself?
Oh, it's okay. I have like. Are you sure? You barely know me.
Yes, but I'm tasked to help you. And so, whether you are good or bad intention, I shall do my best to keep you alive so I can continue to help you.
He gets up and he gets like really close, and he's like, you know, they all say you're not really a nice guy, but I think you're a nice guy.
Sure. And then he heads to
Does
bed.
the, like elementary school cough?
Just alright. You have a dog bone knife, okay? So it is a +1 striking dagger. What?
Mm-hmm. I know what that shit is.
Yep. There you go. So if you come across any shape-shifting creature, you can make them go back to normal.
Hey, yo,
Oh
hey,
shit!
Man, would have been nice for the werewolves, huh?
I got all this shit for werewolves, and then you tell me that we just fucking passed the werewolves. I'm like, I just wasted 155 fucking gold on a wolfsbane. I hate you.
I mean,
it's needed.
You never
Yeah,
know.
there's gonna
Might
be more
run across them
werewolves.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. And it's not just for werewolves. I can do
Any other
polymorph
shape-shifting,
effect.
yeah.
I can stab a
Druid.
bat and it can turn into Strahda.
Aster and Clara doing anything on their watch? Anything they want to talk about?
I'm so tired right now. Sorry.
So what do you think of our new friend?
I like him. I think he's neat.
Yeah. He doesn't seem malicious, but he seems lost.
He seems like the type of person that hides their inner child. You know, like hides their joys because they're responsibilities. But not well.
No. I was so happy researching with you. It was so
I wanna
different from
do it
what we've
again.
seen so far.
I
think you should.
It's also
I think
just
it's
nice
good.
having something to help me, so.
Yeah. I mean, we are friends, but there are things that both of us are good, different skills that we are good at, and things we prefer, and I feel like it's nice to have a friend that shares your interests.
I agree.
Maybe we can teach him how to choose something for himself. You know? I may follow a goddess, but you know, faith is all about choice. That's what gives it power. If you're just following orders because someone told you to, then there's not really much meaning behind that.
I agree. I mean, I was taught a lot about different deities and cultures of practice and whatnot, and I was told I was able to choose when I'm ready what I want to follow, but I think you're right. It's about choice and it's about what aligns with you.
Yeah, and hopefully we can show Oleander that Barovia is these people deserve better than what they have, and that we all are more than life is more than a job.
Yeah. I was, now that we're here talking about faith and choice, are you okay with... I know faith is really important to you, and not having that connection as strongly as you're used to. Are you okay? Is it affecting you?
My magic has been more or less the same, but there are some who use faith as a crutch, who let the teachings of their deity inform every decision, every choice they ever make. But for me, I always thought gods are not infallible. They have experience, they can be wise, and often their domains are something worth protecting. So it's jarring, yes, that I can't hear Pharasma's voice, but I joined her service because I wanted to do something that had meaning. I wanted to help people, and grief is something so rarely talked about, and it felt like a worthy cause to me. So even though she may not be with me right now, every day I still act in her service. Not because it is her law, but because it is mine.
What did she sound like to you?
It wasn't always in words. It was a feeling. You know that I entered her service a couple of years before I lost my best friend. And I felt very alone once I did. It feels like someone dear that I carry with me. Her voice sounds like coming home.
Maybe I should try that.
Only if you want to. If there's something you want to protect, if there's change you want to put into the world, gods can help guide you on your way.
You think Prospero prays to a god?
Maybe he did once. I'm not sure if he does anymore. He's been through so much, and things like that, they usually either lead to someone buckling down on their faith or abandoning it entirely.
Feels like somebody who would have dropped it.
Maybe.
You think it's worth asking?
I think so. I mean, if he doesn't want to tell us, he just won't.
That's fair. Yeah, that's
We're going to get out of this.
Mm-hmm. We will. I believe in us.
Yeah. And no matter what is waiting for us on the other side, well, we'll be together. And as terrible as the curse on this land is, I found out we're within the Shadowfell. That is... My people sought refuge here generations ago, and so were transformed into what I am now. The angel said that Barovia is lost, that we're sunk within despair, but my people were in the depths of despair, and they came to a place that was darker and scarier and dangerous, but they found new life here. I've seen the people here. It's not a lost cause, not yet.
I don't think so either. We'll figure it out.
We will. And every day we'll go stronger.
The two of you, as you are finishing up your conversation, it actually works that the two of you are the ones up on watch tonight because you are like just keeping an eye out as you're on watch. The two of you look back towards the shrine, and you notice that you're cleaning it up and leaving an offering where there was once like text weathered to the point of illegibility. The two of you now can see something carved into the plinth, the statue.
I go read it, I go read it, I go read it,
I go too, yeah, we're over there. We're like...
It reads, My lady watches for the weather. She knows the road and where it wends. She knows the stars and those they tether, all beginnings and all ends.
It's wrong. That was the wrong one.
That was the wrong one.
That was illegal.
Do you think she heard us? Wherever she is? Maybe if we call out to them, they can tell us where they are. They can tell us how to help.
It has to be. I mean, this is a start. Do you think if we pray to her?
Maybe. What if we found a shrine? If we found a temple or anything, but... We should be open to anything. Listen.
I think this is a good sign.
It is. It really is, Esther.
Didn't we find another one? Wasn't the wolf, right?
Mm-hmm.
The goddess of the lady of the hunt.
Hmm? What's that near?
It was on the road between Barovia and Castle Ravenloft.
Oh, you're right. It was up the hill.
Mm-hmm.
What
I wonder where the other one is.
if they're forming a triangle, and at the middle of the triangle is the secret place where they are trapped? I think I read too many novels. What do you think?
I think it's worth finding all of them.
Yeah.
But even dedicating time to one of them, we might get answers. She knows the stars and those they tether.
Faith goes both ways. If giving your all to a deity strengthens you, and in turn it strengthens them.
Wait, Ireena was called Star. And my name means star.
Maybe it's a message for you.
I wonder what the weather means then.
It could be the mist, the fog, the lack of sun.
Maybe. All beginnings and all ends. This is a start.
It is. Come on. You can get a little more sleep before the night is over.
And with that start, we come to the end of tonight's session. Thank you all for joining us in another... I guess this wasn't such a terrible Saturday evening in Barovia for a change.
No, it was nice.
It's nice. That just means next time it's going to be even worse.
Yay!
Ooh.
But yes, thank you for joining us. We will see you next week. Until then, please enjoy your time. Happy New Year and all that jazz. We'll see you soon. Signing out.
Bye.